10 Steps from Nangarhar by Helen Dring. Yak. The truck stops in the blackness. Saeed doesn't need light to see the driver jump from his cab, to hear hands brush against each other, then rub against his thighs. A lighter flicks. The front door of the lorry closes, and Saeed is left to count. Door. It started differently. In a truck, still, but with hope and clean clothes. Soraya was still glowing and ensconced in her new motherhood. She clutched Sayod. She clutched Sayod to her breast and kept him tucked into her jacket as the tires hit bumps in the road. Sabah and Sadaf looked from mother to father and back to each other, hidden in those private games that only twins can have with each other. A family of S words. Sad and sacred and saturated with dreams of a better life. The 5 tickets to Turkey cost £40,000, money that grandfather Suk had saved since before the Russians came. Saeed keeps his back straight, jaw set, and counts the countries watching the borders as they fly past. Se. Turkey is the no man's land, the gap in the hourglass between one time and another. Behind them, Afghanistan carries on the same, as if their lifetime there had made no mark. Around them, Edirne rushes on, brokers offering them a guaranteed passage to Greece and all the jewels of lost Byzantium. In a dirty cafe, an old woman gives Sabah a stuffed toy that looks like it has been with her since birth, and tells her to share nicely with her sister. It is a bear, maybe brown once, but grey now, and tucked into the corner of Sabah's mouth by its ear. It brings her a comfort. Too many days pass in limbo, and money flows too quickly from Saeed's pockets. Cha. Alone, he could take more chances, find a lorry, hide beneath its bed. With 3 others and a baby, there can't be any risk. He meets men in darkened bars where he can't see their faces and tries to negotiate. At home, he was strong, lethal in business. Here, he is a scruffy traveller who has nothing to offer. A man with black eyes and stubble worse than Saeed's has grown promises to take them to Greece. After that, he says, they're on their own. Panj. In Athens, it all unravels. 5 of them, huddled together, not because they're cold, because they're scared. They're pushed through registration. You stay here till they can send you back, a woman who is there with her husband tells them. Did you lose your papers? The driver told them to, long before they hit Turkey. And Saeed knew then that all hope of doing this the right way was gone. At a rest stop, he buried the papers in a sandy road, a small burial for the 5 of them, as they used to be. Everything will be new now. There is never enough food in the camp. They call it the camp because detention is such a cruel word. For the children, camping can still be fun. Starving cannot. Rumours fly about men who have escaped. Some return with bruises the size of melons across their arms, their backs. Europe is not as kind as they dreamed. Shish. You go. Soraya whispers the words just as he is about to sleep. Sayod is tucked between them like a precious gem, and Saeed watches his eyes flicker as he sleeps. I don't want to. They don't speak of how it'll work, of leaving each other. He says he'll come back for them, that he'll get papers and be legal and drive all the way across a stretch of Europe to bring them back. They don't talk about the camp, about how no one manages to stay there very long. He cuts a long piece of Soraya's hair and curls it into his wallet. "It'll keep you safe," she whispers, between kisses. They never say goodbye. Haft. He leaves in the rain, in the thunder. He hitches a lift to the city and tells the driver he is due to start work. The driver nods and doesn't ask any questions. He's not friendly, not conspiratorial, but he is the closest thing to a friend that Saeed has found since Nangarhar. Hashed. The lorry stops for only a second. The business of Athens rushes around him, but from where Saeed is standing, he can only see the lorry, only the shadow of a chance. He runs through the traffic, praying that there'll be few enough beeps of the horn that the driver of the lorry will keep looking forward, not break the monotony of his attention. He reaches it in seconds and crouches down, and for a second he thinks of Chinese fighter films and pretends he's invincible. He slides, tucks his legs up, and clutches on tight to something metal. He knows nothing about cars and hopes that what he holds on to will bear his weight. He lifts his back up tight. The hiss of the wind passing between him and the road is loud and terrifying. He closes his eyes. No. In France, he meets a man called Yasat. They have been on the road together since Nangarhar without even knowing it, and Yasat remembers his wife and children. He asks what happened, and Saeed fights a lump in his throat. "Okay, man," Yasat nods. "We'll find the truck together, okay?" Yasat knows the score here, and Saeed is content to follow. In the middle of the night, Yasat shakes him awake. "Now!" They try several doors before they find an open one, and the darkest corner of the lorry. Yasat's foot is through the door when the driver returns. "Fucking Afghans," he spits, his face reddening the closer he gets. "When you get to the end, leave it 10 minutes before you get out. Then run. 10 minutes. Yasat hisses, his advice before he runs away. The driver, fat and breathless and too tired to chase him, locks the door. And Saeed, lost to the darkness. Da. He counts. And when he is sure 10 minutes have passed, he pushes the door. Open. Stupid English prick. He opens it as little as he needs and jumps down. His legs buckle as he hits the ground from a day cramped against crates. He crawls across the ground to a cluster of sharp bushes and looks out in the blackness. The car park is grey, dullness set against a duller sky. He rubs the feeling back into his legs and smiles. This is England.